Have you ever wondered why your muscles feel weaker even though you haven't changed your daily routine? Perhaps you're eating well, taking walks, or lifting light weights like your doctor recommended. But still, your arms feel smaller. Your legs feel less stable. Climbing stairs or standing up from a chair seems harder than it did just a few years ago. You might chalk it up to just aging, but that's not the full story. There's a silent, invisible threat stealing your strength every day: vitamin deficiency. Yes, seniors, your muscles are disappearing, and it may be because your body is missing five essential vitamins. Without them, no matter how active you are, your muscles will weaken, shrink, and eventually fail to support your daily life. This isn't just about looking frail. It's about losing your independence, risking dangerous falls, increasing hospital visits, and facing a lower quality of life. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Vitamin D, the muscle protector you can't afford to ignore. There's a reason they call it the sunshine vitamin, but what most people don't realize is that vitamin D is also the foundation of your strength, especially as you grow older. Without enough of it, your muscles slowly weaken from the inside out, like a tree whose roots are dying beneath the surface. You may not see it at first. You may just feel a bit more tired, a little more unsteady. Climbing stairs becomes a chore. Rising from your favorite armchair feels like a struggle. And then one day, a simple misstep causes a fall, an event that, for many seniors, begins a devastating decline in health, confidence, and independence. Vitamin D does more than protect your bones. It's essential for maintaining and activating muscle fibers, especially the type that gives you balance, stability, and quick reaction time. When vitamin D levels are low, a condition found in over 40% of seniors in the US, your muscles can't contract properly. That means your body doesn't respond quickly when you trip, when you lift groceries, or when you need to catch yourself. It's a silent threat. And the worst part is that many people have no symptoms until their first serious fall or sudden loss of mobility. Low vitamin D also affects how your muscles repair themselves after minor strains. As we age, our bodies don't recover as fast, and without this critical nutrient, even a small sprain can turn into weeks of inactivity, which accelerates muscle loss. It becomes a dangerous cycle. Less movement leads to weaker muscles, which leads to more falls, more fear, and more dependency on others. Even those who spend time outdoors may not be getting enough, especially in northern states during the winter or due to decreased skin efficiency with age. Supplements are often necessary, but many seniors aren't told this until it's too late. The tragedy is that this kind of muscle loss is preventable and sometimes even reversible if caught in time. So ask yourself, when was the last time you checked your vitamin D levels? Your strength, your balance, your independence, all may depend on it. Because when this vitamin runs low, your entire foundation begins to crumble. But don't worry, it's not too late to act. Now, if you think vitamin D is essential, wait until you hear about the one vitamin that controls your nerves. And without it, your muscles can't even receive the signal to move. Let's talk about vitamin B12, the silent muscle thief. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vitamin B12, the silent muscle thief. You may not see it coming. You may not even feel it at first, but slowly, Quietly, something begins to change inside your body. You start noticing your hands feel clumsy. Your legs don't respond as quickly when you want to move. Your steps become shorter. Your balance feels a bit off. And then, perhaps one morning, you wake up and realize that it's not just weakness, it's disconnection. That's the creeping grip of vitamin B12 deficiency, a condition that affects millions of older adults and yet is so often ignored, misdiagnosed, or tragically overlooked. Vitamin B12 is not just another nutrient. It's the lifeline between your brain and your muscles. Every time you reach, lift, bend, or stand, your brain sends signals down your nerves to tell your muscles what to do. But without enough B12, those signals become delayed, distorted, or even lost entirely. Over time, this leads to a breakdown in coordination, strength, and control. And because B12 deficiency develops slowly, many seniors assume their increasing weakness is simply part of aging. It's not. It's a warning. This vitamin also plays a key role in red blood cell production, which delivers oxygen to muscle tissue. Without it, your muscles are starved of the oxygen they need to stay alive. The result? You feel tired, sluggish, maybe even dizzy. Muscle cramps become common. Your grip weakens. Your legs feel like they can't keep up with you. And worst of all, your nerves may begin to die off, sometimes permanently, if the deficiency isn't caught in time. For older adults, B12 deficiency is especially dangerous because it's tied to many common medications, like antacids, metformin, and others used daily. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which means we can't absorb B12 from food as efficiently. You might be eating well, doing everything right, but still slowly losing your ability to move, to respond, to live freely. There's something haunting about losing strength, not because your muscles have failed you, but because your nerves can no longer speak to them. It's a breakdown from within, one that robs you of your dignity and independence before you even realize what's happening. And if this silent thief can do such damage without making a sound, imagine the danger of a missing nutrient that allows your muscle cells to defend themselves from the daily wear and tear of life. Next, we'll look at vitamin E, your body's unseen bodyguard, and what happens when it's no longer on duty. 3. Vitamin E, your muscle's bodyguard against damage. It's easy to overlook vitamin E. It doesn't get the headlines, it doesn't come with dramatic symptoms in the beginning. But make no mistake, this quiet nutrient is one of your body's greatest protectors, especially when it comes to your muscles. As we age, the wear and tear on our bodies becomes more profound. The little things that once went unnoticed, lifting a laundry basket, pulling a garden hose, standing from the couch, begin to leave behind soreness, stiffness, and longer recovery times. That's where vitamin E was meant to step in. But when it's missing, the consequences can be slow, subtle, and devastating. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. That means it shields your muscle cells from oxidative stress, a form of damage that builds up like rust inside your body over the years. Every time your muscles move, they generate energy. And with that energy, they create waste, tiny, unstable molecules called free radicals. Left unchecked, these molecules chip away at your muscle fibers, degrading them bit by bit. Vitamin E's job is to neutralize those free radicals, to keep your muscles intact and functioning no matter your age. But when your vitamin E levels are low, and many seniors unknowingly are, your muscles lose that shield. They become vulnerable to inflammation, slow healing, and long-term degeneration. You might feel like you just don't bounce back like you used to. That day of light yard work turns into 2 days of aching. A short walk causes stiffness you can't explain. You tell yourself it's aging, but inside your cells, a war is being lost because your natural defense is no longer there. This damage doesn't just affect movement, it affects motivation. When pain becomes more frequent, you move less. And when you move less, your muscles weaken further. It's a painful cycle that begins with something as small as a vitamin and ends in a reality no senior wants to face: frailty, fatigue, and dependence on others. You don't have to accept that future. With the right nourishment, your muscles can be repaired, your strength renewed, and your independence preserved. Vitamin E is more than a supplement. It's protection your body has been silently crying out for. But healing muscle isn't just about protection. It's also about construction, about giving your body the materials it needs to build and bind those tissues back together. And for that, one powerful vitamin leads the charge. Let's talk about vitamin C, the master of connection and recovery. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Vitamin C, the collagen and strength connector. When most people hear about vitamin C, they think of colds, orange juice, or boosting immunity during flu season. But for older adults, this humble vitamin plays a far more vital role. It is one of the most powerful allies your muscles and connective tissues have. It's the glue that holds you together, quite literally. And when it's missing or running low, the impact on your strength, recovery, and resilience can be quietly devastating. Vitamin C is essential for the production of collagen, the protein that forms the foundation of your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and even your skin. Think of collagen as the scaffolding that supports your entire physical frame. It connects muscle to bone, keeps joints stable, and ensures that when you move, everything moves in harmony. Without enough vitamin C, this framework weakens. Muscles become more prone to strain. Joints ache. Even simple actions like lifting a bag of groceries or turning the garden soil begin to feel heavier, harder, more painful. But it doesn't stop there. Vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant, defending your muscles from daily cellular damage, especially during physical activity or recovery. For seniors, recovery isn't what it used to be. What once took hours can now take days. And when vitamin C is lacking, healing slows to a crawl. Bruises linger. Wounds take longer to close. You may notice that you tire easily or feel sore after only mild exertion. That's not just age, that's your body waving a red flag, crying out for the building blocks it no longer has. And if you've been feeling more fatigued lately, consider this. Vitamin C is essential for iron absorption, which directly affects oxygen delivery to your muscles. Without it, your body struggles to keep up with everyday demands. Your steps grow shorter. Your breath comes quicker. You begin to avoid the very movements that keep your muscles alive. Most heartbreakingly, this deficiency is easy to fix, yet often ignored. Seniors who live alone or eat less fresh produce are especially at risk. And the consequences aren't just physical. They affect confidence, independence, and quality of life in ways that ripple across every part of the day. But there is hope. With the right nutrients and awareness, even tired, aching muscles can rebuild. Vitamin C doesn't just help you heal, it helps you hold on to everything that matters: mobility, strength, and the freedom to live fully. Still, even the strongest structure needs the right fuel to function, and that fuel depends on one essential vitamin that turns the food you eat into muscle power: Coming up next is vitamin B6, the unsung hero of energy and endurance. 5. Vitamin B6, the metabolism manager for muscle fuel. If you've ever felt like you're eating right, staying active, and still wondering why your strength seems to be fading, there may be an invisible reason. One that hides deep in the way your body processes food and turns it into the energy and building blocks your muscles depend on. That reason is vitamin B6, a quiet but essential nutrient that seniors can't afford to ignore. It may not get the attention that vitamin D or C does, but make no mistake, without enough B6, your muscles are running on empty. Vitamin B6 plays a central role in metabolizing protein, the key ingredient your muscles need to repair and grow. Every piece of chicken, every egg, every healthy bite of food you eat, it all becomes useless to your body if B6 isn't there to process it. Your muscles may be starving not because you're not eating enough, but because your body can't use what you give it. It's like trying to build a house with bricks you can't lift. But that's just the beginning. B6 also supports the nervous system, which sends messages to your muscles to move, react, and stay coordinated. Low levels of B6 can result in muscle twitching, cramps, and a sense of heaviness or clumsiness, especially in the arms and legs. You may feel like you're dragging your limbs through the day, or that your muscles aren't waking up like they used to. That's not your imagination, it's a real sign that something vital is missing. This deficiency can also sap your overall energy. Without B6, your body struggles to regulate blood sugar levels, leading to fatigue that lingers no matter how much you rest. You might feel tired halfway through the morning, or wiped out after doing something simple, like folding laundry or walking to the mailbox. And when that fatigue sets in, it steals your motivation to stay active, setting off a chain reaction that leads to even more muscle loss. The truth is, many seniors are deficient in B6 simply because our bodies become less efficient at absorbing nutrients with age. Add in medications, changing appetites, or limited diets, and it's easy to fall behind without even realizing it. But once B6 is restored, many find a surprising difference in strength, alertness, and even mood. So before you blame age for your shrinking energy or muscle loss, take a closer look at what's really fueling your body or what's not. Because sometimes the smallest thing, like a missing vitamin, can make the biggest difference. Now that you understand how these 5 vitamins affect your strength, coordination, and vitality, the next question becomes, what can you do starting today to restore what's been lost and protect your independence for years to come? Let's move forward into practical, life-changing solutions. So, what can you do today? When you realize your muscles are slowly slipping away, not because of time, but because of silent, preventable deficiencies, it's natural to feel a mix of concern, frustration, even fear. But the most important thing to understand right now is this: you are not powerless. The strength you feel you've lost is not gone forever. The energy you miss, the steadiness you once took for granted, these can return, often in ways more profound than you expect. Because while age brings change, action brings renewal. The first and most vital step is awareness. Simply knowing that your body needs more than movement, that it depends on key vitamins to function, to heal, to stay strong, gives you an edge many don't have. You now understand that muscle loss, weakness, and fatigue are often warnings, not inevitabilities. Listen to them, respect them, but don't surrender to them. Ask your doctor, not just for a routine checkup, but for a comprehensive vitamin panel. Insist on knowing your levels of vitamin D, B6, C, and E. These are not optional for someone in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. They're essential. And if your results show you're low, don't delay. With professional guidance, You can safely restore your levels through targeted supplements and small changes to your daily meals. But more than pills or food, this is about reclaiming ownership of your body. Start adding color and variety back to your plate. Fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, fortified cereals. These are not luxuries, they're tools of defense. Step outside for a few minutes of sunlight when you can. Reintroduce gentle movement into your day. Stretching, walking, light resistance exercises. Not to exhaust yourself, but to remind your muscles they still matter. And perhaps most importantly, believe that change is possible. Believe that you are still in the driver's seat of your own well being. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about protecting your dignity, your balance, your ability to say yes to the life you still want to live. Because muscle loss is not just about what the body forgets, it's about what the spirit remembers. The feeling of strength, the confidence of movement, the freedom to go where you please when you please. So take that first step today, because tomorrow your muscles and your future self will thank you for it. And now, let's take this one step further. What would a simple, senior friendly daily plan look like to put all of this into action? Starting now, let's build it together. Final thoughts from a fellow senior. There comes a point in life when you begin to see things differently, not through the lens of ambition or speed, but through clarity. You start to value each step, each morning without pain, each moment of independence as something sacred. And if you're like me, someone who has lived long enough to witness friends grow older, some gracefully and others with hardship, you know that the difference between thriving and merely surviving often comes down to the things we didn't see coming. One of those things, perhaps the most overlooked of all, is what's happening silently inside our muscles. What struck me as I learned more about this topic, both through research and through personal experience, is how easily we accept decline, how quickly we tell ourselves, well, I'm just getting older, and how rarely we ask, is there more I can do? For years, I believed my fatigue was simply a side effect of age. I assumed my slower steps, my weaker grip, even the little trembles in my hands were all just the natural course of time. But I was wrong. It wasn't just time, it was deficiency. And once I addressed that, once I gave my body the nutrients it had been craving for years, the change was undeniable. We don't talk enough about muscle loss as we age, but we should, because it's not only about strength, it's about dignity. It's about being able to dress yourself, walk confidently, cook your meals, and play with your grandchildren without fear of falling or feeling exhausted. These are the things that make life full. And yet, without five key vitamins D, B12, EC, and B6, our bodies can't preserve those abilities. Not because we've done something wrong, but because aging changes how we absorb and use the nutrients we once took for granted. So here's what I want you to remember: it's not too late. If you're reading this, you still have time to make changes that matter. You still have time to strengthen your body from the inside out. It doesn't require expensive treatments or extreme routines. It simply requires awareness, consistency, and the willingness to believe that your body is still capable of more. I believe in that, and I believe in you. Let this be the chapter where you stop accepting slow decline as your story. Let it be the moment you choose to nourish your strength, protect your movement, and preserve your freedom, not just for today, but for all the days ahead. Because your muscles aren't just about your body, they're about your life, and every part of it is worth holding on to. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.